All right, show of hands. How many of you guys have heard of what M-Step is, or M-Step, or ACT, SAT? Okay, so standardized testing plays a huge role in the state of Michigan, as it does in many other states. For example, like Indiana, Ohio, Illinois, and also some other states. In the state of Michigan, standardized testing is needed as it plays a big role in assessing student assessment, guiding curriculum development, and informing educational policy decisions. However, its effectiveness is increasingly questioned due to concerns regarding equity, teaching to the test, and its ability to measure forms of learning. However, standardized testing in education is often criticized. The reasons are as included. One reason is that critiques argue that standardized tests often have a narrow focus on a limited range of skills and knowledge, which may not fully show the depth of what students have learned, like tasks, or any specific lessons. This narrow focus can lead to an overemphasis on tested subjects like the basics, math, reading, science, social studies, and so much more. And they're also at the expense of other important areas such as arts, social studies, and critical thinking skills. Or you could add problem-solving skills. Another reason is that some teachers may resort to teaching to the test, which focuses on preparation rather than providing a well-rounded education. This can lead to a loss of instructional time for activities that help with problem-solving, applications, and real-world knowledge. Do you guys think that's good or bad? Probably bad, I'm assuming. Another reason that I can include is that it's a term called high stakes testing can create lots of stress and anxiety for students, including myself, students, teachers, and parents. The pressure to perform well on these tests can have a bad effect on a student's mental health and well-being, leading to high levels of stress and anxiety. Me personally, I deal with anxiety, a little bit of a depression, but more anxiety. But I can remember before every test, I felt nervous and afraid that I was going to fail. I failed on some tests, and I did not fail on some tests. Wherever it goes. However, the last reason is that it tends to have a narrow definition of academic success based on test scores. The most important thing is that critics argue that this focus can lead not valuing non-tested skills and subjects, all well as a one-size-all approach to education that fails to meet the needs of a student, like IEPs, something like that. In addition, I believe standardized testing is very important. Well, do you guys want to know why? I'll tell you why. The reason why standardized testing is important is because for student assessment of learning is because it provides an objective measure of student performance. Also, in case you were wondering, it allows comparisons of student performance at local, like here, or local area, national, the whole country, and international levels, the whole world. They're also aligned with established curriculum standards for students. So basically what that means is you're comparing other students' test scores to a student it doesn't have to be in your same high school. It can be for example, a Fowler student against a St. John student, they compare together. Or say a Fowler or DeWitt that can compare together. You get what I'm saying? So, they're also aligned with established curriculum standards for students. I said that. It's often used to hold schools, teachers, and educational systems accountable for student outcomes, which is very important to me. Lastly, they can help point out students who are struggling, like myself at times, that may need educational services like resource room, STEM. I don't know if you guys have heard of STEM before, or or like educational like reading services. Lastly, I want to share, before I end this speech, I want to share this, guys, with you. There are a lot of pros and cons associated with testing, but I myself believes that positive aspects of testing outweighs criticisms as a whole. Thank you for listening.